Hi guys, I'm Ben and welcome back to another episode of Underground Reviews. Today we're going to be looking at the return of one of the most important bands of the progressive death metal movement and the technical death metal movement and progressive metal in general, and that's Cynic with their album Ascension Codes. There are a few bands in the world of extreme music that have had the same kind of influence and generational reach that Cynic has amassed over the years. From their groundbreaking debut album Focus to Paul Masvidal and Sean Reinhardt's legendary but short stint with death on that band's also groundbreaking album Human, to their reformation and later short but fruitful album run ending with 2014's Kindly Bent to Free Us. Sadly, however, the band would implode after that point due to many personal issues for each of the members and in spite of the material that was on the table at the time for a follow-up album. The subsequent deaths of both Reinhardt and bassist Sean Malone also made the completion of any more of Cynic's material go from unlikely to seemingly impossible. However, Masvidal's creative juices had never stopped flowing through all the intervening years, and after experiencing the deep pain of losing two of his very closest friends and colleagues, he felt more determined than ever to complete the album in honor of his fallen comrades. The music on Ascension Codes is pure transcendental Cynic. Lush soundscapes, classic Masvidal riffs, snaking bass lines and dynamic percussion. Coming into the fold for this album is Matt Lynch, who does a great job at both channeling the spirit of Sean Reinhardt and also forging his own unique stamp on the music. The drumming throughout is fantastic, and he was an excellent addition to the band in my opinion. Also, Dave McKay joins on bass synthesizer and keyboards and also brings a unique yet well-fitting voice to the music. The bass synth lines on tracks like The Winged Ones and Aurora are full of groove and add plenty of movement and life to the album, and his keyboards add the rich soundscape to the whole album as well. Guitar extraordinaire Pliny also features on several tracks, providing some very tasteful and expert soloing, as you would expect from Pliny. On the downside, between each track are sprinkled each of the Ascension Codes themselves, which equate to small, dreamlike interludes that, for my money, often sort of hinder the overall flow of the album. Also, the album seems to be a bit front and back-loaded, with the middle of the album falling into sort of new age meandering of the sort of snooze fest variety. DNA activation template is the prime culprit in that regard, and combined with the codes around it makes Ascension Codes sort of grind to a halt. Luckily, the album resurfaces again about halfway through Architects of Consciousness and remains alive and kicking through to the end. Ascension Codes is not a perfect album, and I feel like it could definitely trim quite a lot, or at least replace it with sort of more energetic songs. That being said though, I think the strong songs on this album rank right up there with their best material, and overall Ascension Codes is a very enjoyable, relaxing journey that, while sometimes somewhat meandering, it manages to also be full of emotion and the longing, frustration and anger of the tragedies experienced by the band are heard embedded in the music. And really, that's what it's all about. Fans of Cynic, progressive metal and rock should enjoy this one. I'm going to give this one an 8 out of 10. It might be slightly higher than it deserves, but it's Cynic, and in my opinion, it's perhaps an honorary. Maybe it would be a 7.5, but it's Cynic, so it's 8 out of 10. Anyway, guys, that's it for today. Please like and subscribe. That would be fantastic. And until next time, from me, the Spotlight Kid, stay metal, and see you next time.